Hey, dear students, a warm welcome to one more video presentation where we will be discussing various topics during this semester with the aim to assist you with your studies and to provide a better service to our students. We will having a number of these sessions during the semester. This one then again on FAC 2601, which we cover financial accounting for companies. So again, just by introduction, presenting this to you, my name is Frank Montgomery, one of your module lecturers. I'm based in main campus on Makkelneuk in the Simon Rodaperi building, office 231. There is my personal email address, and that would be my contact number at the office. In addition, assisting me on this module, we have the other lecturers, which you should be familiar with at this stage, Mr. Baloy, Mr. Aisley, and Mr. McKefa. Getting in touch with us, very simple. On Moodle, there's a message function where you can send a direct message to either one of us, or the best option is a dedicated email address where you can send any queries, issues that you might have. Just send it through to fac2601@unisa.ac.za. This email address will always be manned, and we strive to get back to you with a answer within the next 24 to 48 hours after receiving your email request. So this session is then obviously recorded, and it will then be uploaded on your Moodle module site, and that is where you will access it. Once you've viewed this, you can direct any further questions you might have relating to this specific presentation, as mentioned, to our dedicated module email address. So should there still be queries or issues that you have on this topic being presented, please get in touch with us so that we can sort it out for you. So today I'm specifically going to focus on proctoring of assessments as well as the submission criteria of assessments. So those would be the two main issues that we need to discuss and have a look at today, and just maybe to put you at ease on how this process will work during this semester. Now, just again, as you would have noticed by now, we are a continuous assessment module. Therefore, we only would have assessments, 4 in total for the semester, and no final exam as such. So just briefly, what is proctoring? Obviously, this is to curb any potential plagiarism that make place during online assessments. In that we are dealing only with online assessments, we had to bring in the proctoring requirements from our institution. The main aim then is to protect the integrity of the assessment and the qualifications of our institution overall. And that is just to ensure that all measures are in place to prevent any potential plagiarism taking place, to ensure we've got fair assessments for all candidates that participate in the assessment process. So that is the main aim, just to ensure it is free and fair for all the students that take the assessment, and that all are basically under the same instructions and proctoring that takes place during such assessments. Just maybe a friendly word of warning up front: transgression of the proctoring requirements will have serious consequences. That can result in your results being cancelled for your assessments, and in effect mean that you failed the module. It can also lead to disciplinary action being taken if there is a serious offence that has taken place. So at all costs, comply with the proctoring requirements, make sure that you understand what is required from you and adhere to these requirements to ensure fair assessments, no plagiarism, and no dire consequences for yourself. So you would have noticed we've got 2 types of assessments, being MCQs for assessment 2 and 4, and then assessment 1 and 3 being written assessments. Now, these different type of assessments have different types of proctoring. As far as assessment 2 and 4 is concerned, these are conducted online while you attempt the assessment, so you will have Moodle proctoring. In other words, you sign into our Moodle site, there you will access these assessments, and then Moodle proctoring is conducted on your MCQ or quiz type of assessment. It will capture your picture via webcam to identify who is attempting the MCQ, and it will capture your picture and screenshot automatically for every 30 seconds. So with regards to Moodle proctoring, there's nothing that needs to be done from your side. On the day of the assessment, you just need to log into the assessment on the Moodle platform. You will access the assessment, you will attempt the assessment, and the Moodle proctoring will be conducted automatically. So nothing required from your side. On the other hand, for assessment 1 and 3, the written assessments, the Invigilator app proctoring will be applicable. So what is the Invigilator app? It is a tool that constitutes a control mechanism that will gather certain information. And all this information that is gathered would be scrutinized to ensure compliance with all the assessment requirements. Again, to ensure the integrity of the assessment, to ensure a fair assessment for everyone, to ensure no plagiarism takes place. This Invigilator app will work on any cell phone, so it is a cell phone based app, and it is not battery or data intensive in that you need to have internet initially to sign in. During the assessment, no internet is required furthermore, and then just again connect with the internet at the end of the assessment process. So what exactly does Invigilator app do? So the following task will happen at random intervals during the assessment. It will request you to take selfies and then obviously upload that to ensure that who is exactly writing the assessment. It will also request you to take a photo of a valid proof of identification, your ID document or student card to compare with the selfie and ensure it's the same person writing that is producing this student card or proof of ID. It will also request you to take a photo of your script. If it is a written assessment that needs to be uploaded with your student number clearly visible as well. So all tests that will need to be conducted at random intervals during the assessment time that you are busy with. It will also record audio while your assessment is underway. So if there's any noises, any talking taking place, this will be picked up by the Invigilator app. Your online assessments are written on your learning management system, which is our Moodle, and this will request a verification code, which is obtained from the app to be also inserted. It will also identify your GPS location, and it will flag all devices that are in close proximity. So in other words, obviously, it won't be possible to sit next to a fellow student and they write the assessment together. This will be flagged, the scripts will be checked, and again, it can result in serious consequences for yourself as well as the other student that might be involved. So the Invigilator app is only used for invigilation purposes. As mentioned, random tasks that needs to be done. At the end of the day, you still need to download your assessment and upload the answer on the institution's portal, which is our Moodle site. So you still need to log on to the Moodle site independently from the Invigilator app, download your assessment and upload it again on Moodle. Or in the case of the MCQ, you just do the assessment directly on the portal on Moodle. So not necessary to download or upload, you will get the quiz, the MCQ, and you will basically answer it directly on the portal itself. As we've mentioned, the Invigilator app will request you to take a picture of every page of your answer sheet at the end of the assessment and then to upload this on the Invigilator app. Very important though, this does not replace your formal scan and upload to the learning management system of Moodle. So even though you might have a picture of every page uploaded onto the Invigilator app, this does not count as a submission of the assessment. The only submission that will be accepted is the one that was uploaded on Moodle, on your learning management system. This is just for invigilation purposes, and any upload on the app can't be seen as an upload of the actual assessment as such. This needs to be uploaded on your portal directly on the Moodle site itself. So very important is to ensure that you upload on the learning management system before the portal closes. And you will see the opening and closing times of the portal on our welcome page. So the Invigilator app is an in-app browser to allow learning management system access within the app itself. So this functionality allows access to the learning management system when only one device is used for both accessing the learning management system and the app. So if you've only got a cell phone to your exposure, you will be able to access both the learning management system, in other words, Moodle, where you need to download and upload, as well as your Invigilator app. We do recommend for ease of use that you use a device for the uploading and the downloading, and another device, obviously your cell phone, for the Invigilator app, as the Invigilator app is only applicable and available on a cell phone. Use that for the app, and then maybe another device for the uploading and the downloading. But as mentioned, one device can be used for both, as you can access your learning management system within the app on a single device. So how do you start the whole process with the Invigilator app? Well, first of all, you have to download the app from your app store. So you just search for the Invigilator app, you download and install it. Important, your operating system should be updated to the latest version to avoid any download issues. To update, this can be done by selecting the phone settings and then software update to ensure that your operating system is up to date in order to allow the download of the Invigilator app. If you cannot find the app on your app store, your phone's operating system may be outdated, so simply update your phone's operating system until you can see the Invigilator app in order to have it downloaded on your phone. Once downloaded, you register on the app, so you just go hit register as a student, complete the screen with your details, and then hit sign up. Maybe just a tip, write down your password somewhere so that you never battle to remember it in future, because each time obviously you will have to sign into the app. If you forget your password, it can have a few anxious moments in trying to sign in time for an assessment and waste valuable time. So make sure that you're always aware exactly what your password is. If you are struggling to register, make sure that you are using your university's email address, your MyLife account. So make sure that you sign up for your MyLife account that is up to date, up and running, and use this to sign into your Invigilator app, because only university email addresses will be registered to be used on the app. Also make sure that your 2 email address blocks and 2 password blocks are exact matches to ensure that you are able to register. So it will ask you to insert your email address and to confirm it again. The same with the password, choose a password and the second time to confirm it. This needs to be matched in order to register. Also make sure that you're connected to the internet in order to register. And if it's still not working, just search for the app again and go through this whole process to ensure that you successfully register. Once registered, you need to verify your account. You need to confirm your account through the use of a confirmation code that will be emailed to your email address, your university email address. So this will again go to your MyLife account. You will need to verify. You input the code from the email into the app and hit verify. If you did not receive the email, please just go and check in your spam, junk, promotions folder if you don't see the email in your inbox, or hit the resend button at the bottom of your confirmation screen to get the email again. And if you're still having problems, you can hit the send verification pin to my cell phone button at the bottom of the confirmation screen. So then you will get a pin on your cell phone which you can then use as your confirmation code in order to verify your account so that you can start using the Invigilator app. So if you're registering and you might get this message, this email has not been confirmed by your university, please check your email or contact your university to get your email confirmed. Again, please make sure that you're using your MyLife account because this is the only that will be accepted. If you did use it but are still having issues, this might mean that university is still busy obtaining the necessary and required licenses for the app, because obviously they need to register all students on a module for the license to use the Invigilator app. So just go and check back regularly before you need to use the app for the first time that you have successfully registered. Once your registration is complete and everything has been accepted, if you're going to use the app for the first time, you will hit log in, insert your email address and password that you used to register with. Then you just hit login again. And as we say here, remember you can log into the app before the assessment. However, that the QR code should only be scanned when the assessment officially commences. So if your assessment is scheduled to start at 6 o'clock, you can already log in and make sure that your Invigilator app is functioning properly before 6 o'clock. But only once 6 o'clock has arrived, you will be able to scan that QR code for the assessment from the time that it commences. A QR code will be provided with the assessment, so don't worry about that now, but just remember you can only scan and upload that QR code once the time for the assessment has commenced. If you are struggling to access the app, make sure you're connected to the internet. Make sure that you inserted the email address and the password you signed up with. You need to be connected to the internet in order to log in and to scan the QR code. So that's why I say just make sure before the assessment starts that you are connected to the internet and that you log in with your registration details. Once the assessment then commences, you scan the QR code. If you are having issues to scanning the QR code, you can also enter the access code at the bottom of the QR code in order to start the assessment. So the QR code can either be scanned or you can enter the access code, which will be provided at the bottom of the QR access code in order to commence with your process of starting the assessment. Once a QR code is successfully scanned or entered, you can then simply place your smartphone next to you. And the Invigilator app at random intervals will then notify you when an action is required. So ensure that your volume is turned up so that you can hear this action that needs to be done. So this action will then be either requesting you to take a selfie, requesting you to upload an ID, or whatever you are prompted to do. Make sure that your smartphone is on charge for the duration of the assessment so that it doesn't run out of battery time. So make sure if the assessment is 3 hours, that your smartphone will last the entire 3 hours. Then vitally important, you need to keep the Invigilator app open on your cell phone for the duration of the assessment. You are not allowed to leave or minimize the application. If you do this, it will be flagged by the Invigilator app. So vitally important, keep it open, don't leave or minimize it. So as mentioned, when the action is required, a notification beep will be heard. So that is why the volume needs to be turned up. Action request, quickly upload what is required and continue with your assessment. It will take minimal time to adhere to these requests. Please ensure that you're connected to the internet in order to commence with your assessment or exam, as well as the end of the assessment in our case. No internet connection is needed during the actual assessment itself. Then at the end of the assessment, it is important to upload your script, as uploading of app data is not time sensitive and you can do it after you have uploaded your script. So the script needs to be uploaded before the assessment portal closes. So if the assessment time is scheduled, for example, from 6 until 9, you need to ensure that you have uploaded your script on the learning management system, Moodle in this case, before 9 o'clock. You can still upload the pictures taken of your script on the Invigilator app 48 hours after the assessment is closed. And that is also then why we can't accept uploads of script pages on the Invigilator app as an official submission, because this takes place after the portal has closed. It is important that you have to adhere to the time limit in your assessment, as the invigilation time in the app could exceed the time allocated to complete your assessment. That is why I say, if the assessment closes at 9, you need to upload your assessment before 9. The upload of the actions prompted by the Invigilator app can still take place after the closing time for the assessment. You can then also click Finish Assessment button in the app if you finish early. So if you are finished before 9 o'clock, for example, you can just click on Finish Assessment button and then you have completed your assessment. But vitally important to upload your script before the portal closes. Once the assessment has been completed and done, a proctoring report will be generated and provided to us, and it will identify all transgressions. Those students that did not use the app at all to write the assessment. Those not signing in within 30 minutes of assessment starting time. So if the assessment starts at 6, you need to be in the app before 6:30 and scan the QR code before that time. If this is not done, it will be seen as if you've not used the app at all. It will also identify out of app time for more than 10 minutes. So if you minimized or you exited the app and it adds up to more than 10 minutes during the duration of an assessment, this will also be flagged by the Invigilator app. If you did not upload required information, so if you did not adhere to the prompts to upload selfies or IDs, this will be flagged by the app. Any audio recordings will be flagged by the app. So if there's any talk in the background, any telephone conversations, this will be flagged, as well as your close proximity GPS locations. So if the GPS locations of 2 different devices are very close together, this will be flagged and needs to be checked by us to see if there's any cohesion between students in submitting assessments. Vitally important, failure in only one assessment of the Invigilator app requirements can lead to results for the entire module to be cancelled. So if you've transgressed, for example, in assessment 3, it means all results for all other assessments 1, 2, and 4 will and can be cancelled, irrespective of the fact if the assessments were marked and returned. So this is done at the end of the semester. So at the end of the semester, the Invigilator app report will identify all student transgressions of the different type of transgressions, whether it's out of app for more than 10, not using the app, audio recordings, and they will then identify these students, irrespective if those assessments was marked and returned to students during the course of the semester. If you did not comply with Invigilator app proctoring requirements, your results for the entire module can be cancelled. So please avoid this heartache and disappointment and comply to all the requirements. Otherwise, if your results are cancelled, you will have to re-register for the module, and you can even face possible disciplinary sanctions against yourself for transgression of proctoring requirements from our institution that needs to be complied with. As far as submission of assessment 1 and 3 is concerned, your written assessment, This can be answered by handwriting, or you can type the answer. Once you're done with the handwriting or typing, you need to have a final document compiled, either scanned if you had it in handwriting, or converted if it was typed to a single PDF file not bigger than 20 megabytes in size. So you can't upload separate pages. You need to combine it in a single PDF file before uploading. This single file needs to be uploaded. If for some other reason you uploaded the incorrect file, it can be replaced as long as within the allocated time frame of the assessment. So if you can still do it before the closing time, say of 9 o'clock, you can still go and replace the file originally uploaded. But once the portal is closed, it won't be able to replace a file wrongly uploaded. So make sure once you upload the file, it is a single PDF file and it's the correct file for the specific assessment. So please ensure the correct file is selected and uploaded. It should not be password protected because then obviously we can't open it for assessment, and it should not only be in a read-only format because then we can't apply the marks in our assessing. What we also found is if sometimes you preview the file before submitting, it can result in the file being corrupt when it's received on our side. So just make sure before you upload, you've got the correct file. There are no protections on the file that prevent us from marking it before you hit that submit button to upload your file. Just once again to reiterate, the file that needs to be submitted, the single PDF file needs to be 100% correct in order for us to be able to mark it and assess you. Once you've uploaded it and the portal is closed, that is your final submission. We then need to work with the file that's been uploaded. So if it's the wrong file, unfortunately, we can't change that, and you will receive a 0 for the assessment. We are not allowed at all to accept any assessment submissions via email. So you can't send us an email with your assessment, even if it's before the closing time of the assessment. It needs to be submitted online on the submission portal before the due time expires. So if you miss a due time and then email us your submission, unfortunately, we can't accept it. We only accept online submissions on your Moodle portal. So for the written assessment, you will see there's a time allocation separately for downloading assessments. You will have some time to initially download your assessment. You will have time to actually write the assessment, and there will be separate time that will be allocated for the uploading of the assessment. So all of this needs to be done in that time frame to ensure that you finally upload the assessment before the portal closes. As far as your MCQ assessments are concerned, this is done online, so it's not necessary to download or upload. It's just total allocated time allowance. So you will receive 2 or 3 hours for the MCQ. You start at 6 and you need to be done by 9. Please note on the MCQs, you will be allowed 3 attempts and the highest mark will count. The final results will obviously only be released once the portal has closed. So these 3 attempts, if you want to use 3 attempts, needs to be done before the portal closes. So if the assessment time closes at 9, those 3 attempts needs to be conducted and done before 9 o'clock. And then at the end, the system will generate and see which was your best attempt, and that will count towards your final mark. So again, just with regards to proctoring and your submissions, please ensure that you regularly check for announcements that will be posted on our module site on Moodle to assist with the preparation for assessment and proctoring requirements. So you will see before we have that first assessment, there will be a multitude of information provided to you, again, just to bring you up to speed with submission and proctoring requirements. Always ensure that your MyLife email account is activated and up to date, because all communication and, as you've seen, registration for the Invigilator app needs to be done using your MyLife email account. And then, vitally important, we know we are in load shedding still. So make sure that you check your load shedding schedule and compare this with assessment dates and times, because unfortunately, UNISA has a policy where load shedding can't be used as an excuse for not submitting or attempting assessments. Our assessment dates and times are known upfront. If you will then be having load shedding during this period, make sure that alternative arrangements are made to ensure that the assessment can be uploaded within the allocated time. You will also see if you miss an assessment, there's no elective opportunity, and it will basically mean that you will receive a result of 0% for that specific assessment. And that is in brief, just a little bit of more information on proctoring requirements and submission requirements. I hope you find it helpful, but as I've mentioned, you will still receive lots of information in this regard. So if there are any queries concerning proctoring and submission, please don't hesitate to get in touch with us. Thank you and have a great day further.